Hey, it's Joe Hashey from Synergy-Athletics.com, and today I'm going to teach you how to steal. Great question came in through my email from a father who purchased our 6 weeks of speed training template for his son. And his son's a baseball player, and he's heard me talk a lot about the importance of the first step, whether it's running a 40, stealing a base, a wide receiver making a break off the line, basketball player making the first step to the hole. Whatever it is, the first step's important. And he wants to know is the best setup and first step technique for baseball. I'm going to go over the two methods and I'm going to explain my preference. The two methods are a crossover step and a drop step. Crossover step involves shifting your weight forward, driving off your lead leg, the inside foot of your lead leg, creating a big knee punch, hand punch, and driving straight to the next base. The big mistake with a crossover step is that number one, athletes aren't explosive enough to get a first step out of it. Or number two, they swing their leg around, they swoop it around, which costs them time. The second method is the drop step. The drop step involves giving up ground with your lead leg to shift your center of gravity and give you a better mechanical advantage to drive off that foot when making your next step. Technically, the first step you gain ground is your second step on the drop step. You're stepping back a couple inches, then punching forward. My personal preference for the majority of young athletes is the crossover step. I think it's important to teach young athletes to drive and not follow or stumble behind their body weight. The drop step could really work well for someone who has a good understanding of being able to fire off that leg and cover some ground once they make that shift. But like I said, with that step you run the danger of teaching athletes to kind of catch up to their torso and not drive their feet underneath their body, if that makes sense to you. To each athlete their own, test them both repeatedly, see what your best times are, then focus primarily on that stance. Maybe you are going to be a drop step guy, but I would start with a directional step, see how far you can get, and if it feels a little awkward, try the drop step and see where you get there. Test, 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 come up with the best answer. It's only going to take you a couple of days to figure out what's best for you. I appreciate you guys watching the video. I'll put that link to the 6 weeks of speed training templates we have available in the description.